trtfacts.com. Welcome aboard Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Peter Attia is in the Epstein files. I mean, is that surprising? No. I mean, it is a little bit. But, I want to talk about it. Today, a lot of guys have problems discerning, like, who a real expert is and who isn't. I mean, it's hard to find the truth today, which is weird because we have social media, we have the internet. I mean, we have lots of ways to access information. The key thing is that people don't understand is unstructured information is not the same thing as knowledge. And so Peter Attia is a prime example of this. So first of all, the fact that he's in the Epstein files, I mean, he has no integrity. I mean, to have a patient like that who's involved in trafficking or whatever, I mean, you have to have no integrity. So using a heuristic, like if you're a high T male, you can pretty much say anybody that would associate with people like that, I mean, they're not someone you're going to listen to. I mean, that doesn't make everything they say wrong. It doesn't make everything they've ever said wrong. But it is a good heuristic to, as a man, just not listen to people with low integrity. All right, so that's number one. Peter Attia has no integrity. Also, it explains why Peter Attia is popular. Like, I've always thought he's really boring. And what's funny is social media, like, really pushes people that are, they're aggressive, they're low IQ in most cases, since many of them are personality disordered. They're people that take complex topics and oversimplify them for sound bites so that other low IQ people can feel like they understand the world better. They're rage baiters. It's the typical just shit that gets popular on social media. And Peter Attia, I mean, he was never like that. He's always been like, well-spoken, like calm, collected. He cites studies here and there. I mean, he's boring. He's boring as fuck. I mean, I guess he's less boring than I am, but he's boring. And so that brings me to my point. Like, why was he ever popular? I mean, he's a Stanford trained physician, okay, but he didn't complete a residency. He didn't complete residency training. Oh, he completed 1 year of internship. So he wasn't like truly an expert in anything. He was just a guy that basically dropped out of training and started a podcast and did his own research. And I don't know, I guess it paid off. I mean, it really did pay off for him. But he has a practice where he charges people hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And I mean, we know why he's popular now. He just had the right friends. Okay? I mean, he's friends with the crowd that hung out with Jeff Epstein. All right? So, there's a few ways to get rich and famous these days. One is to be like a rage bait, narcissist on social media. If you're really good at that, you can make a lot of money. The other way is, honestly, just have the right friends. I mean, having the right friends will get you very far in life. If we're being honest, it always has gotten you people far in life, just knowing the right people. But yeah, I mean, he was never an intellectual, never a real expert, and now we know he has no integrity, so everything he says you should take, I mean, you should really scrutinize it heavily. The thing about health influencers, even health influencers with MDs, if they're super popular on social media, is because it takes like a high degree of, you overuse the word a lot, and most people do, but it takes a lot of narcissism to be really popular on social media. And because of that, you have to really like parse what people say, especially when they're super, super popular. You have to know what their incentives are. A lot of people like Gary Brecka, for example, they sell narratives to try to sell their bullshit supplements or peptides or whatever. And you have to be careful of that. But you do have to be careful of people with no integrity, and anyone who's super popular should be suspect already by definition. All right, because Peter Attia is never an expert on longevity. The stuff he used to say on testosterone, I mean, A lot of it was just completely wrong. The thing that stands out the most to me is when he did that Chris Williams interview on TRT, where he said that he was worried that because TRT causes erythrocytosis, it may provoke someone to develop polycythemia vera. Which, okay, polycythemia vera is a type of bone marrow cancer. It's called a myeloproliferative neoplasm. Which, as far as like statements go, when you're a physician, I mean, that's a very, well, it's a very low IQ thing to say. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It stands out as he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and all the other shit he did on testosterone was wrong. And because he's a man that we know has no integrity, the fact that he would even go on a big podcast where, you know, he's going to interface with the general public, where he's going to make statements that people, you know, they see this is an MD, he knows the real truth about testosterone. I mean, he doesn't. It's flat out. He doesn't. And if he had integrity, he would have said, you know what, I can't do an interview on that because I'm not an expert on that. You should go interview someone at the Androgen Society. Go interview Abraham Morgentaler. Which brings me to my second point. Like, if you want to find real experts, so we're talking about like how to find the truth and tying it into the whole Peter Attia getting in trouble with the fucking Jeff Epstein thing. If you want to find real experts on social media, I mean, you have to dig for them because they're not going to be popular. I mean, they're going to be like giga buried because, like I said, like true experts are, well, they're fucking boring. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They don't really oversimplify things. They tend to, you know, speak in terms of probabilities. They don't give you like, they certainly don't tell you, especially when it comes to testosterone, you need a ratio of this to a ratio of that, like a lot of idiot influencer bro science morons do. They, like, experts are on the whole, like, they're nuanced and I mean, they can be hard to listen to. I mean, I'm hard to listen to, I guess, too. So, but because of the way social media works, it doesn't, like, make those people popular. It makes the low IQ shit popular. So, if you want to find a real expert, you're going to have to go searching for it. Now, Abe Morgentaler, one of the founders of the Androgen Society, he's a urologist, very good authoritative source, has done a lot of work on prostate cancer, especially TRT and prostate cancer. If you search him and try to go find his YouTube channel, dude, his fucking videos have like 200 views. I mean, they have like 200, 300 views. And the information in there is worth 1,000 times what you'll get from, what you'll usually get when you search for TRT information. So that's, like I said, like, point number one is any popular health influencer, even if they have an MD, just by virtue of being super popular, you have to really be suspicious about what they say, because oftentimes they're scammers. Oftentimes they're people of low integrity, because in order to be popular on social media, you kind of have to have low integrity. You have to be like personality disordered. That's, I guess, what I'm getting at. And then point number two is, if you want to find real good, especially health information, you have to dig for it. You have to dig pretty deep for it. You're not going to find it on your For You page. In most cases, you're just flat out not going to. So, and that's something, like, if you want to be a man who, like, finds good information, you have to know who the real experts are, because a lot of people are, who are real experts, they're boring. They have low virality potential. And yeah, that rule definitely applies in TRT. It always amazes me the things that people will listen to, like the people with absolutely no credentials, no education, but they'll tell you, hey, your DHT level needs to be X and your estradiol level needs to be this, or you won't have strong erections. Like, there's a guy that's blowing up on YouTube that's saying that right now. I mean, it's so stupid and so, I mean, it's so wrong, but I mean, people on Reddit, they take these very simplistic rules that idiots come up with and just regurgitate it all over the internet. And and that's frustrating, I guess, but it's the way the world works these days. I mean, so you just have to be aware of that. I don't know what's going to happen to Peter Attia. Um, like I said, he was on testosterone. He was giga embarrassing. Like he didn't know. I mean, he just doesn't know anything about testosterone. You could tell that when he interviewed like that guy Derek, more plates, more dates. And a lot of you aren't going to like me saying this, but I mean, Derek from More Plates, More Dates, he also doesn't know anything about TRT. I mean, he's not a physician. He has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to TRT. He doesn't. He has experience with steroids and stuff, and you know, he knows, like, he can talk about the experience of this or that, you know. I mean, he has like knowledge in that, and he's definitely not a dumb guy, far from it. Obviously a very enterprising, smart guy. But when you have a physician like Peter Attia, like interviewing someone without a medical degree who knows more about TRT than you, I mean, that's fucking embarrassing. I mean, it's really embarrassing. So, yeah, I guess that's my point. That's my monologue. You cross-check everything. Social media is not where you find truth. Social media is really where you go to find people you either want to be, want to hate because you're jealous of them, or, you know, that are funny or make dumbass dog videos, or, you know, the women are attention seeking or whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's part of just living in a, I guess, a decaying, sick society. I don't know how else to put it. Dr. Gluck's Wellness Center, he says a lot, same as you. You know, I think I did come across one of his videos very recently. I'll have to write it down. TRT is different from blown gear. Well, that's true. What other areas of medical field have you done before focusing on TRT? Well, I'm an internist, so mostly internal medicine. 18 with no stubble at all, just peach fuzz. Is that normal? Sure. Brother using 12K camera? No, I'm not. Did you ever take thyroid hormone with that testosterone? No. Yeah. Yeah, he interviewed Derek from More Plates, More Dates. I mean, dude, that's embarrassing. Like, when you're a physician and you're interviewing a non-physician, especially about something as complicated as TRT, androgens, hormones, it's fucking embarrassing. It is. I felt very embarrassed for him. But it's just like, dude, those are the people that get popular. He built like a huge practice. I mean, the way that he came up and, you know, I guess built his media empire was really smart. But you know, social media skills and actually knowing shit about medicine, I mean, there's no overlap there. Like, there's no overlap at all. Can tests be taken alone? Yeah. I mean, it frequently is. Simple people like rules. Yeah, I know. And simple people like simple explanations. They want to know what number should they hit. Okay. Like, I wish it was that simple. I really do. But it's just not. That's my doc, folks. Well, thank you. You know, and one of the things about me and being so fucking boring is I get the right patients, because I get the people that are really like can listen to me and have an attention span like that lasts kind of long. Like what I was talking to one of my patients yesterday. Like what I did without even realizing it is I created like such a high barrier to actually see me as a fucking patient that the people I do get are like the people that I want, you know. dude, if I ran some TRT clinic that the whole business was based on having as many people as possible, I mean, I couldn't do that. I just could. There's many reasons I couldn't do that. Setting aside the whole, it's super unsafe, super unethical. Like it would just drive me fucking crazy. It really would. Like having a lot of low IQ people every day, like interacting with the general public in general. I mean, it's if you're a person that has an IQ above room temperature, it's fucking exhausting. It like feels like a form of, well, it feels like mental. It feels like you're being violated, like mentally, like when you have to just be around stupid people. Because the problem with stupid people is, like being stupid. This is what Jack Cruz says. Being stupid is kind of like being dead. Like when you're dead, you don't feel the hurt and the pain that you cause. It's just the people around you. The same with being stupid. When you're a fucking idiot, you don't know that you're a fucking idiot. But everybody else does, and it's like super painful to be around you. And so I just kind of decided, I just would rather have far less patience and just not deal with just dumb people. I really wouldn't. PCP 100 a week. I think whatever. That's just a starting dose, okay? See any positive to adding? Well, the question about vitamin G is addressed in trtfacts.com, question 16. Pump numbers make bank by Latinos. Yeah, right. Having even one is just like giga. Like it's, oh man, it's super exhausting. It really is super fucking exhausting. Oh man, it really is super exhausting. What's your opinion on? Well, I said the opinion. I don't call it HGOH, okay, because then it triggers it triggers all the triggers. But if you go to trtfacts.com, question 16, you'll get the answer. Being stupid is being like that. Yeah, I didn't create that quote, but it's absolutely true. I mean, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect is really, it's just so bad. It's so fucking bad these days. But okay, let's make that useful. Instead of like ranting about it, let's make it useful. All right. You could turn the whole Peter Attia story into a lesson in heuristics. Okay, what are heuristics? They're like mental rules you can make. They're like shortcuts, mental shortcuts. Anybody who's super popular on social media who tries to tell you about you need this supplement or this peptide or this hormone or this whatever, like the more popular they are, the more scrutiny they need. They need high scrutiny. Why? Because to be popular on social media means you have to have like a fucking personality disorder, because otherwise you wouldn't be popular. Or you have to be so unethical that you know the people that own and run the social media, which, Jeff Epstein probably knew them very well. In fact, we know that he knew them very well. So did it surprise me to learn that Peter Attia was his doctor? I mean, no, it didn't. Did it surprise me to learn all the like disgusting behavior that Peter Attia engaged in with the whole wife in the ICU and not visiting his kid and everything? I mean, it didn't surprise me. It really didn't. That doesn't mean he's guilty of anything. It doesn't mean everything he's ever said is wrong, but that's lesson number one is heuristics wise, boys, if you want to be high T, like high T behavior is not, if you know someone has low integrity, you just don't trust what they say. I mean, you just, as a general rule, discard. I mean, you may be discarding valuable information, but you're not going to go wrong in most cases just ignoring low integrity people. And then the second thing is, if you want to find good shit on social media, you got to look for it and you got to like search for it, because it's not really going to, like rarely is it going to pop up in your feed or whatever. The feed is designed really to give you brain damage. Your feed is really like what it's designed for is to keep you watching, aka to, destroy your ability to pay attention, to keep trying to get the little hits of dopamine. That's why scrolling is giga low IQ. Like if you're a scroller, dude, like you're probably a very unproductive person if you're a scroller. Like it's very unlikely that if you like are on social media for hours a day, almost by definition, you're Now, I guess the nice way to say it is you're probably not very productive. So, yeah, I guess that's what I want to say about the whole thing. I mean, but Peter T has always been boring, and I've always wondered why he's popular. And I mean, he had the right friends. And I guess a third lesson is, so Jeff Epstein must have thought, "Ooh, this guy's super intelligent. I'm going to pay $100,000 a month for him to be my doctor or whatever." That just goes to show you a lot of rich people are dumb as fuck. Like they are. A lot of them are. Um, and a lot of them can't really discern who's an expert and who isn't. I mean, so it's, like in our society today, the smartest people are not always necessarily the wealthiest. I mean, there's obviously a correlation there, but it's not always. So don't always do what the rich people do. Like, there was a time in society where rich people used to get part of their colons taken out because they thought like shitting was like unesthetic or some shit. So they had colostomies. I mean, that's just a perfect example. Like, dude, um, and even today, I have patients. I mean, not all my patients are super wealthy. I mean, many of them are, but many of them are not. And, like some of the shit they get into before they come and see me. I mean, but it's hard. It's hard to find the truth. I mean, having more information has not made it easier to figure things out. It's made it a lot harder. And especially because you get all the noise of people, like you don't know if they really know what they're talking about. And that goes to Peter Attia too. Like Peter Attia, he's not, like, he didn't complete residency training. He has an MD, yeah, but he's not board certified in anything. So that's another, like, credentials do matter. They matter a little bit. I mean, if you're gonna, who are you gonna listen to? Like, are you gonna listen to a medical doctor, or are you gonna listen to, your low IQ uncle at Thanksgiving who tells you, to eat the Himalayan bath salts or whatever the fuck? I mean, people listen to a lot of stupid shit, and just, I guess, just don't be one of those people. Any studies on giving prepubescent males tests? I'm sure there are. It wouldn't interest me though. You see Epstein had low tests? No. Social media says nothing more than saying, do alter controversial shit for reactions. Yeah, that's true. I've even tested that to myself. I know for a fact that's true. AI will make dude, AI is not gonna save our society, unfortunately. I think like the black pill is like, it's over. Like, I mean, this society is cookerino, boys. It really is. Does TRT affect cholesterol at all? Yes. Not very much in the short run. It can worsen your LDL, yeah, a little bit. In the long run, if it's done appropriately, you can it lowers your bad cholesterol in the long run because of the estradiol effect. Like, that right there is the effect that testosterone has on your lipids. That's like a little complicated. But so many people online get it. Like, you could find Google search and find the academic papers and stuff and come to that conclusion. But most people are really lazy. And if they just get someone who looks like they know what they're talking about, well, it's dangerous. I mean, you could very easily be led down the wrong path. Does TRT cause baldness? Well, it can probably accelerate androgenetic alopecia. So, but cause it? No. I mean, cause would not be the right word. Because if you say it causes it, that implies that if you never were on it, you wouldn't have gone bald, which is not true when it comes to a male pattern hair loss. Top heart test to run while on TRT. Apolipoprotein B. And that, I mean, most people on TRT don't need regular echocardiograms, but People on synthetic androgens definitely do, like other synthetic androgens or non-medical doses of testosterone. You got acne from twice a week. Should I lower the dose? Just see a dermatologist. You're probably going to have problems. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. You're probably going to just continue to have huge problems with it. Something I've never really understood was why so many are on TRT and Cialis if you don't have ED. Because Cialis has other benefits, like it increases hyperemia to your muscles during exercise, so it increases your pumps, to put it in drug terms. It has some potential anti-aging effects, and I mean, it strengthens erections even. I mean, it can be a fun drug to take. It's a very low-risk drug. Although there have been some very recent weak observational studies saying it's associated with melanoma, which is concerning, but also, I mean, that's very weak evidence too. How do you feel about low-dose Accutane use? I don't feel anything about it because that's outside my area of expertise. You would be better off asking a dermatologist. Yeah, beware of fake experts. Now, I could give my opinion on it. I know a lot about it. I do know a lot about Accutane. You know, more than the average person. But am I going to give my opinion on it? No, because I'm not a fucking dermatologist. And I haven't read like the latest studies or anything. Definitely has its bonuses. Yep. Opinions on enclomiphene. TRTfacts.com question number, I don't know. Let's see, what is the question? I like the way you speak it, bro. Well, thank you. Most people don't. I'm like, my personality is, I mean, it turns a lot of people off. Like in real life, it does. I'm like really fucking boring. I mean, and I don't, and that's not, I'm not like crying about it. I am. I have a like very detailed internal world, and I always have I used to annoy the fuck out of people in residency just because I liked the nuance. I liked the long explanations. I liked the detailed shit. And people would be like, "Okay, can we just get can we get to the point?" So I mean, I'm not for everybody, but that's also part of being a real man and being a high T man, if you will, is not really giving a fuck what average morons think about you. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. I mean, that's totally fine. Even if I was for nobody in this society, that'd probably be fucking healthy. But there are people I resonate with. TRTfacts.com question 18 for enclomiphene, because you'll get linked to a bunch of other videos. 5-10 daily sweet walking hard at the gym, huh? I mean, if you're getting erections at the gym, I'm not, I mean, could it be the Cialis? Sure, but maybe you just like what you see in the gym. You know, and I'm not judging you for that, but we have to say that is a consideration. I get it, and people who don't get it shouldn't be looking for the treatment. That's true. That's largely true. I don't get ED with wife, but with girlfriend I get it. Well, that's probably why you have the girlfriend, right? I mean, what's the funniest answer to that? I took MT2, worked better than Cialis. Okay. I would never take MT2. 200 tests, sermorelin and tadalafil. Best cure for ED is sleeping with someone you're attracted to? Well, that seems like a good statement, but think about it. I mean, just let's think about life experience, okay? I know that that's giga not true at all, because a lot of guys get fucking performance anxiety. In fact, I was reading a news article today that in Armenia they're creating I think this was like the Sun time. I mean, it was probably bullshit news. But in Armenia, they're going to create a new government department because women are not sexually satisfied or something like that. Now, I mean, that's a little bit funny. I mean, is it funny? Not really. I mean, it's true that women are large. Like studies even show, especially American women are deeply sexually unsatisfied. Like men can't fuck for shit these days. I mean, that's the raw truth. Like I think like American men do need to learn how to like please women because they really like the studies would suggest they're not very good at it. And that's not me making fun of them or anything. And it's, I mean, probably it's bad in other countries too. Maybe it's only because they, study the US more than anybody else, but um let's just say like yeah, there is a performance issue and there's a huge lack of understanding of well, how to put it. There's a huge oh man. Um well, let's just stick to the facts. The studies would show that many American women, despite having sexual partners, are deeply unsatisfied with their sexual experience. And when they look a little bit deeper into it, a lot of it has to do with like the men just can't fuck for shit. And I have to say, I mean, it is a skill you got to learn. Unfortunately, sex is one of those things where, for the most part, when you're a man, I mean, you got to do all the fucking work most of the time. I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth. I mean, you know that it's the truth. And so, you know, it's a skill you have to learn. And this is getting cringe. I hate talking about this, but have you seen the new blank toy? We can't compete. Nah, man, no, I haven't seen it. Pretty much used vial. Would switching to enclomiphene be a reasonable alternative? Not really. I think I would just see a dermatologist, dude. That's what I would do, honestly. Just, can testosterone mess with my thyroid? Um, well, I mean, you need your hyperthyroidism treated. Yes, it can affect your thyroid levels. Yes, it can. I mean, not usually in a major way, but it can. And so, yeah, you need them both treated. You mean the thing with the thyroid is irrelevant because if you get decent care, you're getting that checked anyway very regularly. So that's one scenario I don't really mind doing all the work. Yeah, I mean, and if you want to go deeper, I mean, young women, they can't, I mean, um, yeah, I mean, dude, it's a bad situation all around. Um, no, I mean, I pay attention to the social psychology stuff. It's relevant in sexual medicine and dealing with people, but it's, when you see women for sexual health issues and I mean, dude, it's like you look at their husband, it's like, how would this work even under the most optimal hormonal conditions? I don't know how else to say it that without being super graphic, but it's like, $5,000 for 5 people DM me with your cat. I don't know what you're trying to sell. You know, do you think men on TRT absolutely have to donate blood? If their hematocrit is elevated, yeah, that's trtfacts.com, question 20. Accutane permanently reduces sebum production. That's what it did for me. That's why I don't have many acne problems these days. Saw this doctor on YouTube say he put 16-year-old kids on TRT and recommends it. Thoughts? I think that's super low IQ and dangerous and malpractice. I don't know who that is. Maybe you should message me so I can... I mean, am I going to refute any videos? It takes a lot of effort and no one gives a fuck. To do that is... I mean, that's deeply unethical to just... I mean, there's a lot of unethical shit these days, though. My old world champ jiu-jitsu teacher just got called out for against his teen students. Thoughts? Why would I have thoughts on that? Hopefully he goes to jail, or if they were kids, hopefully he gets shot, because that's what should happen. I mean, if you if you harm a child in that way, I mean, you should get the death penalty. I mean, that shouldn't even be anyone who would debate that, I think, would be someone I wouldn't even want to talk to. Proviron, good for masculinity? No. Can I go on TRT if I'm below normal levels? Also have hypertension. You should get your hypertension treated. I mean, yes, you can, but you should also get your hypertension treated. The TX ops. I'm not sure. I don't know what that is. My hematocrit and hemoglobin high on 2 years. I donate blood, but don't like losing iron. Yeah, I know. That's a big problem. Iron deficiency without anemia is a huge problem. Any recommendation on raising SHBG? Yeah, reading trtfacts.com, question number 9. Yeah, number 9. Lowest dose of TRT seem to be effective. There are elderly men that get on like androgel and it works. Sometimes. Not usually, but sometimes. Reduce estrogen. Just watch my latest estradiol lecture. Maybe I should publish the one from last night. Like that shit could like that lecture could legitimately save people's lives. I know that sounds super arrogant. I mean, it's grandiose. Maybe that's overstating it. Okay. But it's way more useful than the shit that's super popular when you search estrogen. There's with this one doctor I used to be associated with that I'm not anymore. He publishes a bunch of shit on synthetic androgens and about estrogen control and stuff. And I mean, it's all wrong. A lot of his shit is super wrong and super useless and just regurgitated gym bro shit. Yeah, but people will never find like that estradiol. Why does some of your testosterone get converted to estradiol? That's a lecture worth watching, but gym bros don't care about that shit. Any plans to practice in California? Yeah, I want to add New York and California. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you reminded me. We are going to add New York. It's confirmed today. We're definitely adding New York. I don't know exactly when. We're in the process, and yeah, we're going to start taking care of New York patients very soon, and I'll let people know about it. The plan is to get California too, and then once I mean, we'll see how it goes with New York, because the fact is my patient panel's almost full. Like, I won't take more patients pretty soon. So if you want to be seen, you trtfacts.com, question 1. So we'll probably add California, but definitely New York we're going to add. And I think after New York, it'll just be over. Like, I'll just have, there'll be too many people. And I don't really want to hire a PA. I don't want to train people. Like, I don't want to have employees. I just want to, I just want to make enough money to go to Latin America here or there and just, and fuck around and be boring. Being boring is, I mean, it's very overrated. Or it's very underrated, let's put it to you that way. Living a boring, quiet life is giga underrated. Can I use insulin for injection? That's also another thing. There's a dude that I'm friends with, you can see on TikTok, his name's Passport Paulie. He was talking about how he likes how Latinas are toxic and shit. Dude, that's not stay away from toxic women. Women are really bad for your health. Like, if you're around toxic women, or especially if you live with them, like, they're giga fucking bad for your, not only your testosterone levels, but like, it's almost like women are designed to destroy your health. Like, it's even been shown like women's tears can directly lower your testosterone levels. Like, there's pheromones in their fucking tears. I mean, it's almost like they're a biological weapon. I mean, and I'm kidding a little bit. I mean, that's what the studies show, though. Can you touch down on it real quick? I mean, you could see the video. It's only from a few days ago. You recommend TRT for most men over 50? I don't know if I'd say most men, but many should be probably on it. I think your AS series probably added 10 to 15 years to my life. Well, we'll see. But thanks. How long does it take before metabolic health improves on TRT with regular exercise? Well, it can happen quite fast. We usually say a year, because that's when the big changes occur, because that's when you get the estradiol effect on your visceral fat. When your visceral fat starts to go down is the answer. And a lot of times that takes up to a year to change. It can, I mean, your body composition will change much sooner than that, though. Best liver and kidney support supplement. Keeping your blood pressure normal is the best supplement. You explain the estradiol a little? I mean, I already did in a lecture that you can just find in my profile. New York needs more TRT, and Cali and Illinois too. Getting low IQ in here. Oh, it's fine. How much are you using? Oh, man, don't worry about it. How can I manage my body acne on TRT? My E2's fine. What do you think about Accutane? Dermatologist. Even their tears are killing us. Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, it's just so high effort. It's so fucking, I don't know how you married guys do it anymore. I really don't. It's like even living, I mean, anyway, I don't want to go on a rant, but how can I make my thing bigger? There are actually ways to increase your the size of your, they're called traction devices. They work. Try wearing one. I mean, they're uncomfortable. It's the same thing that it's the same kind of idea that the tribal people use to make their fucking, like in Africa, to make their ears like super fucking long, if you ever seen that. I'm not making fun of it or being insensitive, but it's traction. So a subservient woman is worth her weight. Whatever. I don't know what that means. All that RP stuff is giga low IQ. I mean, it just is. And the black pill stuff is well, it's funny. A lot of black pill stuff isn't low IQ though. It isn't, but it's, well, yeah, a lot of it is low IQ, but it's funny as fuck, and it's hilarious in many cases. Taken to extreme, men rating men on a scale of 1 to 10 is, I mean, that's low IQ as fuck. That really is. I mean, because male ratings of attractiveness are they're pretty useless. They really are. Because like women don't rate like that. Like men, universally, like we can come up with a kind of objective rating scale. We'd all agree like that woman's super hot. I mean, kind of to a certain extent. Like women, like their attraction triggers are, aesthetics, of course, but many other things too. Does TRT increase calories burned, and if so, is it significant? Yes, and well, I guess yes. Is it significant? It's not so much that it increases your calorie. I mean, it does increase the amount of well, I mean, you're making me want to do technical shit. Calories burned. What it does is it shunts a lot of your substrates towards muscle protein synthesis. Let's put it like that. Some of the black pill grazes the truth. Well, some of the RP stuff does too. That all the popular like myth, cult like myth shit, it does graze the truth. That's why people believe it. The key is that, I mean, it isn't the truth though in most cases. Like in a lot of it, you can disprove just by thinking about it a little bit. Yeah. Thinking's hard to do too. These days, people have trouble thinking. People are just, I mean, you've been to Walmart lately, dude. Like, people are fat as fuck. Like, they don't pay attention to anything. They're glued to screens. I mean, it's no wonder we have the society that we have. I mean, just people, like, when you're giga obese, like, and you are super metabolically deranged, like, all the inflammatory cytokines that you have from all the visceral fat you have, like, it does affect your cognitive function, and you do become a low IQ fucking idiot. I mean, I'm not saying that to make fun of anybody. I mean, that's just a fact. You kind of do become a low IQ, like, insufferable moron which is why, like, it's really impressive, like, when I see patients who are like really obese and like they're really successful, because like when they get on the when they get on weight loss drugs and they get on TRT, dude, they become fucking monsters. um like, and they unlock their, like, I mean, this is going to be borderline, I'm not marketing, okay, but like they unlock their real potential and see like what it's like to not walk around with all this fatigue and all this brain fog, and not to mention all the, not being the size of a fucking baby elephant. Their life improves, their quality of life improves, but they become more successful. They become, I mean, that's a lot of anecdotal shit, and I want to be very careful about that. But I mean, it is true. It is true. Even some of the good, I mean, the good stuff about, there's a lot of nonsense about TRT, but there's some of the popular myths are true. And one thing that's true is if you're a person who's metabolically deranged and you really need it, and you get with someone who knows what they're doing, not a low IQ TRT clinic, I mean, it can improve your life significantly. I mean, it really can. It inspires confidence to take the leap. Yes. Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to take off because I need to talk to a girl on WhatsApp in Spanish. We'll see how long I can tolerate that. I mean, I'm going to give it a few minutes. We have like a scheduled thing that we're going to, have a video llamada. I mean, I'm not looking for, I'll just stay on. I mean, should I? I mean, I won't. I mean, that's rude. It's like 5 minutes before. Need me to kick any more girls off? Nah. Nah. All right, one more question. I was a fat kid and pretty smart. Me too. So I understand that. Why are doctors so against weight gain for someone underweight but fat and he gets smacked? I don't know. I don't know what doctors you talk to. The problem is, like, if you're poor, like, dude, it's hard to get good medical care. It is. And I mean, you can't afford shit like that. So it sucks. Like being poor and fat and stupid, like, I'm not making fun of anybody, and I mean, I've definitely been poor and fat. I've never been stupid, but the trifecta of poor, fat, and stupid is, well, I guess the stupid thing is a blessing, because then you just don't really truly know how bad your life is. Like, you're in a bit, you become unable to really know what's going on, and so maybe that is a blessing. Like, I guess it is a blessing. It's kind of like dementia patients with giga horrible medical problems and a family that like abandoned them in a nursing home. That happens a lot in America. Like, people want to keep grandma alive as long as possible, and it's like, you should have just, I mean, the last time grandma got septic, I mean, if she was like had her wits about her, like, she would have told you like to fuck off and leave her alone. But of course, the kids get super guilty, and so they make you do everything to keep her alive. And a week after she gets out of the hospital, she's back in the nursing home, soiling herself. And I mean, that's why regular medicine and the practice of it's quite depressing. It really is quite depressing. Well, that's an interesting question that you ask. I can't read any of it without getting muted. um, yeah, anyway, trtfacts.com. Join the Patreon. You can get the recordings, which I'll start posting today, because we'd have more monologues and stuff. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys.